Cho nên tôi ngồi để nghe em trình bày.
So today is a day of remembrance, and it's an important reminder of the terrible tragedy of 50 years ago during the Third Offensive. And we must never forget the terrible loss of life and the price that so many paid in the fight for democracy, for equality, and for freedom. My name is Kevin Vương, or Kevin Vương as other people know. And I'm humbled to be here as a proud son of refugees from the Vietnam War, as a proud nephew of somebody who fought for a democratic and free Vietnam, and as a proud first-generation Canadian of Vietnamese heritage. I was not there during the attack, but my mother was. And in preparing for today, I asked her about how it impacted her and how it impacted her family. My mother's family was actually away at the time, visiting her grandparents, because as we all know, Thud is a time for family, it's for peace, and it's for harmony. But when she returned home to Kentucky, she came back to anything but that. She came back to discover nothing but ashes, because her home and everything that they had was gone. While the war was lost, my parents, like so many Vietnamese Canadians, including many of us who are here today, have not lost hope, and have continued to bear that torch for freedom and for democracy. For me, the silver lining in all of this is because of my parents' incredible bravery and courage, I was born here, where we have the values that so many of us have fought for, and that some of us made the ultimate sacrifice and paid for with their lives. This is why I am so proud to be here today, to stand alongside our community's leaders, to reaffirm my commitment to the vigilant practice and defense of our democracy. And perhaps some of you might be wondering, why should I care about something that happened 50 years ago today? Maybe you're thinking, Kevin, why do you care? Because you weren't even born yet. You weren't born during the time of the Third Offensive, and you'd be right. I was lucky to have not been there, because war is terrible. I was not there, but I'm a product of the Third Offensive. My family's entire lineage and history has been reset. Everything that we have now was built here, but my heritage remains. And I try to honor that through my service today, by remembering my roots in our community as I forge my own path, like how all of us are doing in our own way. Because here in Canada, we are now 240,000 strong. Here in Canada. And we are doing incredible things for this country and around the world. We heard Mayor Tory speak a little bit about our contributions. And so, from Canadian sports to art to film and politics, we've made our mark and our growing legacy in these spaces. And even more, our contributions. And I actually just want to talk about them very briefly. Many of us know the Olympian, Carolyn, but did you know she was the first Olympic gold medalist for Canada in women's wrestling? Did you know she is the reigning Commonwealth Games and Pan American Games champion? That's right. Canada's leading female wrestler is from our community. How about Charles Sheep? He's a renowned venture investor, and he's the current chancellor of Carleton University. A chancellor of a Canadian university is from our community. Kim Wee, an award-winning film director and screenwriter, or Paul Wee, who is a good personal friend of mine and is a decorated social activist and journalist. This speaks to the incredible resilience of our community, to have escaped a war, to start anew in a different country, where some of us didn't even speak the language, to now be role models and leaders. not just for our community, but for Canadians, for our country. I'm proud to have contributed to some of our successes. As one of Canada's top 30 under 30, and one of Her Majesty the Queen's Young Leader for Canada, I know that my success is not my success alone, but that of my parents and of our community. Our hard work ethic, our perseverance, and our willingness to take risks is why this proud son of refugees became the first in his family to graduate from university. And today, I am proud to teach at the University of Toronto's Faculty of Medicine, to serve on the board for different community agencies and foundations, and to serve this country in the Royal Canadian Navy. Our stories need to be told, because if we don't do it, who will? Because if we don't do it, then we let our story, our narrative, be controlled by other people. We let other people tell the story for us. This is why it's so important to ensure that people of my generation, and those younger than me, those after me, remember what happened 50 years ago. That is why I am proud to be here today. So on this day, when we remember, I also ask you, I actually challenge you, particularly those under 30, to not just to remember, which is important, but also to share, to proudly tell others about what our community is doing, both abroad and at home here in Canada. Be proud of your heritage today and every day, and also to honor those who fought by vigorously practicing the democracy and the values that they fought for, that they stand for, today and every day. So thank you for the opportunity to come here. And think about, for those of my age and younger, and everyone here, how we can continue to fight for what so many of us have fought for before and today. Thank you.